Hey guys, so I'm back with another movie review. Today I watched Longlegs, amazing film. I totally recommend you guys watch it. Just off the bat, probably an 8 out of 10. It was amazing. I really enjoyed it, mainly for the part that we don't get many horror movies throughout the year, and we really don't get that many good horror movies throughout the year. So this one was phenomenal. Nicolas Cage as the main villain slash antagonist, whatever you want to call it. This movie was a murder mystery, supernatural horror type of film. Just awesome, just great. A very different type of filming style. The way the shots were being filmed and produced, a lot of subjective shots instead of objective shooting like we see in recent years in recent films. The film takes place in the 1970s/80s. A lot of murders happening, murder mystery. It's super good. I highly recommend you guys watch it. First, I just want to talk about the gore. I don't really get to talk about gore too much in films. I don't watch many gory films, but I really like when gore is done well in these sort of type of horror mystery type of movies, and the gore was amazing in this film. A lot of bloody shots, a lot of shots that make you quiver. There were parts where I was getting goosebumps, not just because of the gore, but also the horror aspect of the film. I did get scared about once or twice, but I love horror movies so much. I love getting scared. They didn't hold back on the gore at all. They showed everything. They put everything out on display, and it was beautifully done. The sound score and music used for the scenes was phenomenal. I felt a very eerie vibe to the whole film. The film was very dark. Even the filter that they used for the film was very dark, and the music just added to that effect and also worked with it. I think there were some scenes where there's absolutely no music, of course, and it's just dialogue, and those scenes were done really brilliantly. But the scenes that had music and a sound score was just brilliant. I really enjoyed feeling that eeriness and the darkness behind the tone of the whole film. The psychology and philosophy of the film was very well orchestrated and documented. The story follows a female lead, Agent Lee Harker. She is a FBI agent, still new to the job, and she gets put on this case of the Longlegs. The movie's called Longlegs, the antagonist called Longlegs, so she was put on the case because she had this weird special ability in one of her old cases where it was like a supernatural ability where she sensed something that was happening. We didn't really go back to that part as much in the film, but that was an important part of why she got put on the Longlegs case. Throughout the whole film, the main actor female who is playing Lee Harker does a phenomenal job at expressing her emotions, not just through her dialogue, but also facial expressions. I've seen something similar to this if you guys have seen Midsommar. Midsommar, Florence Pugh does an amazing job with expressing more than some people do with their voice, but just with their facial expression. So I really loved the way the main actor in this film was expressing how she was feeling, what she was feeling, just throughout her facial cues. And that's really hard to do. I know a lot of actors struggle with that. They have a lot of dialogue to make up for that. But in this film, the main character doesn't have too many lines and doesn't have any less lines. It was just perfect. Not too much vocal cues in this one, but a lot more facial cues, a lot more facial expression, which I really enjoyed. And throughout the film, you see her being very uncomfortable with some of the crime scenes, some of the murders that are happening. I'm not going to say too much because I don't want to spoil the film. I just think you guys should go watch it. It's an amazing film. It just came out in theaters this weekend. And yeah, amazing psychology philosophy behind the film. I can't talk about it too much without spoiling anything. Vocal projection also has to do with what I just talked about. The vocal projection of the main character was a very dim, soft-spoken character, but she was amazing. She was very attractive, projective in whatever she was trying to say, whether it was through her words or through her facial expressions. She did a very good job at getting the point across with minimal words. Usually, you see the dialogue in some of these films, and sometimes it just puts you to sleep because some of the scenes are just way too long. This one had perfect time for line delivery and getting the point across without having it go on for an extra, let's say 10, 20, 30 seconds. The acting was really good by all of the characters. I don't think I disliked any of the characters' acting. Nicolas Cage was in this film. I'm not a fan of Nicolas Cage, but I know a lot of people are, and his films are sort of make or break for me. This film I really enjoyed of his. He's the antagonist in this film. He did an amazing job at making you feel weird and queasy and uncomfortable, laughing at times as well. But yeah, he had a very eerie role, and he played it to the bone. Played it very, very well. The main character, as I talked about, Lee Harker, she did a phenomenal job as well. Her facial cues, whether it was crying, smiling, whatever. I don't think I saw her smile throughout the entire film, but yeah, she had very complicated emotions to express, and she did it well. Her acting was brilliant. Cinematography in this film wasn't my favorite, but it wasn't bad either. It was pretty good. It's very basic shots. I did like the filming style, which was very subjective. So you had, let's say, the camera looking through the character's eyes, and so you were seeing what they were seeing. And I thought that was beautifully done. I really enjoy shots like that, which make you feel more than just like you're sitting in a theater watching a film. It puts you inside the film. It puts you inside the story. It gives you a feeling of what the character might be feeling. And a lot of the time it was a very eerie, scary feeling, but I loved it. Loved every second of it. Brilliantly shot. It was a sort of 80s, early 90s type of style of filming. There were some scenes that were Polaroid aspect ratio. I'm not sure what the aspect ratio is, and then the rest of the film was basically regular theater ratio. But there were a few scenes here and there that were Polaroid shots, so it was like scrimmed down from the top to bottom and side to side. And I really like those shots. It's sort of like a flashback shot. And I think that's it. Don't think there's anything else I want to talk about without spoiling the film. So yeah, let me know if you guys have watched it, if you guys are gonna watch it. If you're not really feeling it, just let me know your thoughts on the movie. Once again, this was Longlegs, 8 out of 10 for me. Murder mystery, supernatural, and horror all in one. Yeah, tomorrow I'm going to go see Fly Me to the Moon, so I'll have a review up for that probably during the week. This review for Longlegs will probably go up on the weekend. And have fun watching, guys. Peace.